Get Your Rock Out.
Get Your Rock Out.
You only just met him?
And there we go. It's called People. We are officially rolling. This is how it is. If there's going to be any tears and crying in here, please get the hell out of the room. So, I'm Gino D, and you are...
Cy Keeler from Onslaught.
There we go. Now, folks out there in Never Never Land, this is a historic moment because this is interview number 50 this weekend. So we just set a new record.
It would be better if it was interview number 666, wouldn't
It'd probably be better if it was interview 69, but hey.
Oh.
We'll talk about
Let's
that.
not go there.
Yeah. Anyway, so how you been holding up getting here? Because you guys have had a bit of a fun one, haven't you?
No, not really. We all chose to travel separately today. Our guitarist is off to see Chelsea tomorrow, so he's decided to drive up. And so we thought, well, why do we need to hire a minibus or anything? So we all drove up ourselves independently.
So has everybody made it here in one piece?
Our guitarist and bass player are due to arrive about 9:30 this evening. I think. He's teaching guitar today, so yeah, it'll be here. It will all be at side stage at the right time.
Fingers crossed. If not, it'll be your usual fun-loving set, won't
it? It'll be I'll just get a strap on the acoustic guitar.
I think the last time we actually saw you was where Bloodstock.
That was a good gig.
Yeah, that was a good gig. How much would you remember?
I remember all of it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
It was good.
It was absolutely good. So what you been up to since then?
Since then, we the day after Bloodstock, we travelled to Denmark to record our new album.
Correct.
Sound of Violence. Correct. I got that one right.
Yep.
A star for that one.
Yeah.
That was released. That was released on the end of January in Europe and the UK. Doing very, very well, apparently. We've got no figures yet, but we got a few figures, but yeah.
Well, it's topped a couple of private radio stations.
Indeed it has, yes. It's apparently it's broken the record for the most added to American radio for a single week, I believe.
Now that's good.
That's pretty impressive.
It is pretty impressive. Now, one of the standout tracks on that, of course, was the charity single for Help for Heroes.
Bomber.
Yeah.
It was indeed. Yes. The story behind that is that we recorded the song Bomber. It's just a bonus track for the album. That was the intention. Just a bonus track. Phil Campbell was involved with put some guitar on there for us, and they all sort of came together too well, really. We got into the studio and then we said, okay, I sort of said, well, okay, if we're gonna have a guest guitarist, maybe I ought to have a guest vocalist, do a duet, a thrash metal duet. So we've made a few inquiries. Most of the people who inquired weren't interested, or were busy, or on holiday, or touring themselves. And it's transpired that Tom Angel Ripper from Sodom was in the studio with Sodom, just down the road. We were in Denmark and they were somewhere in Germany, about 200 miles south in Germany. So our manager made contact with Tom, and Tom said yes. Tom's a huge Motorhead fan, as you probably all know, and he wouldn't pass up an opportunity to record and release a Motorhead song. So yeah, it all came together, and then the finished product absolutely blew us away, and more importantly, blew away our record company. You know, they loved the album. The intention was to release the song "The Sound of Violence" as a lead track in December, but they were so impressed with Bomber, they said, well, maybe we ought to use this as a lead track as alongside.
Yeah.
It gives,
kind of like the old double A side.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. You know? It's a double A side digital release. Yeah, which is a bit bizarre. But I think that would also the intention was obviously to open up the avenues into sort of the more mainstream and get other fans, other people interested in Onslaught. So they said, okay, we want to release this. So we thought, well, okay, well, if you're going to release it as a single, maybe we ought to be looking at doing it for charity, or to giving it to a charity. And a few charities were sort of passed by in conversation. It was me actually who said, well, maybe this time of year, and the songs, our albums, let's face it, is about violence, warfare.
Yeah.
So I said, Help for Heroes. It's a logical choice.
Yeah.
And the guy said yes, all said yes immediately. So it's a long-winded effort to contact these people.
Yeah.
You got application forms and So eventually we got the go-ahead. I think about 2 days before the single was about to be released. So just despite the fact that we want to give money to the charity, they still got to accept the fact that they still accept you. You're doing a worthy cause. So hopefully in a few months' time now, it takes 6 months with the deals. It takes 6 months for any figures and any monies to come through. Yeah. So hopefully during the summer now we'll be able to hand over a nice check to Helping Heroes. So,
absolutely
cool.
Brilliant, because I got mine. I've been there as well.
Have you?
Absolutely, yeah. It's it's one of those things because I served in the U.S. Army, so. So let's talk about Sounds of Violence.
Let's.
Yeah, it's absolutely brutal.
Yes.
And I was going to say, when you guys were putting that together, what kind of crazy things were going through? I mean, because you guys have done some wild stuff in your life, but some of those tracks are absolutely amazing. I mean, Sounds of Violence in itself as a lead-in track was just...
It's all sort of fell into place so easily. Really, we got a different songwriting team this time, whereby in the past, Nige has written the songs pretty much on his own. 99% of everything has come from Nige. Steve has an input in the rehearsal room with arrangements, etc. But this time around, it was solely Nige and Andy, new guitarist Andy. Andy's an accomplished songwriter in his own right. He writes completely different songs to metal. He's like he writes folk and pop. So he's studied songwriting.
So proper structure.
Proper structures. I mean, we were pretty accomplished at writing our own songs anyway. We thought. But I think even from my point of view, listening to Sound of Violence, it's head and shoulders above anything we've done in the past, as far as songwriting goes. And the whole brutalism sort of aspects came easily. Really, we had a sort of a game plan as to how we wanted to approach it. As far as the vocals goes, I spent a couple of hours with Nige in the rehearsal room, just going over everything, which he delivered all the lyrics, and he sort of gave a guide as to how he thought it should be delivered, and then I sort of put my stamp on it and to deliver the aggression, and it just all came together so easily, which is bizarre, because when you think of how it was recorded. It was recorded in a beautiful setting in Denmark. Outside the studio was this miles and miles of nothingness. It was in the middle of summer. It was beautiful. We worked 9 to 5. There were no late evenings. There was no heavy drinking. The nearest pub was 20 kilometers away. So yeah, it was all very chilled.
So from one of the hardest bands out there, you had one of the most peaceful recordings.
We had bicycles.
And bicycles, teetotal sessions.
Teetotal, completely teetotal. I didn't have a drink for a week and a half.
Oh my God! But on the other side, it is a brilliant album.
Thank you. Yeah, it's certainly
an absolute teetotal.
An absolute teetotal. Yeah.
You want everybody to believe that?
It was genuinely teetotal. The nearest pub. We cycled. So me and Steve were all the guitars were done in South Wales. We got access to a little studio over there. Me and Steve went to Denmark. We were there on our own for I think 5 days. And they say the nearest pub was 20 kilometers away. So by the time you finish work at 5. You want to go back and
I was going to say, did you actually ride the bikes or?
Yes, we did.
Oh my God!
We did.
See, wait a second.
Well,
I'm glad this is being videotaped. Here we have Onslaught being teetotal, riding bicycles, working proper 9 to 5 jobs.
European
bicycles. What the hell is happening to the state of rock and roll, folks? Please send your comments in. Rock on.
Also, send in pictures of yourselves on bicycles.
Oh, we're gonna have a Queen moment here.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice, wasn't it? That's a naked.
Cool. So tonight's show, because you guys are here at Hammerfest. Any major tour plans after this one? After you guys?
We are off on tour a week and a half. We start the first leg of our Onslaught Scream for Violence tour. We hit Europe.
Yeah.
First leg. We start off in Hamburg, up around Scandinavia, back down through Germany, taking in Latvia, Lithuania, which we've never been to before.
Yeah.
Down Poland, Switzerland, Austria, and then back up through Germany, and yeah, it's going to be.
And going to come back into the UK.
We will. We are. Yes, we are. We are planning we were hoping to be out in the UK in May, but right now it looks like it's probably going to be June.
Which will put you smack dab in all those upcoming festivals in the UK.
Festivals are very, very, very difficult to get your asses on. It's hard as that sounds to believe, it is very difficult. Very, very difficult. Right now we haven't got any UK festivals booked at all.
I know a couple of people that should listen to that and get booking. Make some telephone calls.
Please.
Vicky.
Festivals are just a great phenomenon, aren't they? I mean, these days, back in the 80s, there weren't really any festivals. I mean, there were a few festivals. We obviously have Monsters of Rock, and you have like 5 bands, and that was it. You know, and they were the Monsters of Rock. But these days, all over the world, Germany probably has about 25 or 40 festivals every summer. It's fantastic. We're playing Wacken. We're playing the big one.
But then you said a couple of those Far Eastern, Slovenia, Estonia, some of those new countries over there, they've got metal festivals coming up as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. We played Metal Camp a couple of years ago, Slovenia, and we're hoping. It's still not too late. A lot of the festivals are still putting their packages together, so hopefully we'll.
Cool. Anything you want to say to your Onslaught fans out there?
Well, thank you very much for buying the album. Those who have bought the album, if you haven't bought the album, please buy the album. Give it a chance. Despite the fact that it is a brutal album, I think Onslaught and the Sound of Violence offer more than thrash metal. I've always said it. I hate being stuck into a genre. Music is sort of breaks down borders, and so why do we put these borders up within music to say this is thrash metal, this is death metal, this is black metal? I mean, give it a chance. Downloading anybody's track these days is so cheap. Amazon, you're talking about 80 pence for a sample, for a taster of a band. Anybody. So give us a chance. Buy a song, see what I think of it. If you don't like it, you can delete it when it's 80 pence for your credit card, for goodness sake. But yeah, thanks and if you like it, do come and see us on tour. We are entertaining. We aim to please and enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.